Hey everybody, what if you could command wealth, peace, and purpose not by chasing dollars, not by grinding endlessly, but by aligning with the eternal laws that made King Solomon legendary? Are you ready to forge your legacy right now, or will you let another day slip into chaos and regret? Man, it's an honor to stand here with you staring down, a truth that can't be ignored. Success doesn't come from luck, ambition, or quick hacks. It's forged in the fire of obedience to eternal laws. Laws that govern everything: money, power, peace, purpose. If you're listening to me today, I know there's a fire burning inside you, a hunger to lead a bold mission to make a dent in your community, to live a life that makes you proud when you look back, a life that echoes into eternity. But let me ask you, how many times has that fire been snuffed out by the noise of life? How many of you feel like you're drifting, caught in the whirlwind of TikTok, Instagram, or the pressure to keep up chasing cash without grasping the laws that draw it to you? I'm here to hit you with a hard truth. Your purpose isn't some fleeting idea, it's a sacred command waiting for you to obey, but only you can spark that flame to answer its call. Success doesn't come from waiting for a miracle or a perfect moment. It's hammered out in the forge of alignment, where you put everything on the line every hour, every minute, every moment you breathe. Most folks never touch their mission. They let time slip away, swept up in distractions, delaying or quietly surrendering to whispers of doubt. They think one day a sign from heaven will show up or someone will hand them a clear path, but here's the deal: nobody answers your call but you. In 2025, when social media noise, work stress, and petty temptations are louder than ever, obeying eternal laws is your ultimate edge. Napoleon Hill nailed it. Greatness isn't something you stumble into, it's forged through disciplined alignment with divine laws, through relentless obedience to your aim. You don't need to be perfect, don't need all the answers, just 10 minutes a day to obey your purpose. I've seen it. The successful aren't different from you or me. They don't have fewer fears or clearer roads. They just choose to master their minds, not follow chaos. They don't wait for inspiration, applause, or easy days. They act, and heaven acts with them. Your purpose isn't a side hustle, it's a sacred command, a mission only you can fulfill. But it won't come to you. It demands you rise, face doubt, overcome failure, and reject the easy path. Today I'm sharing a philosophy to forge your destiny. 9 eternal laws to master your mind, command wealth, and build a legacy that stands forever. This isn't hype or a fleeting motivational hit. It's about aligning with divine order through daily unwavering discipline, about becoming the architect of your sacred mission. These laws will challenge you, demand your grit, make you unstoppable if you dare to obey their call. You don't need to do it all at once, just start acting. Are you ready? Stick with me, because what you're about to learn will change how you live, how you fight, starting today. What's stealing your clarity? Distractions, chaos, or just chasing cash without laws? What flame will you spark right now to forge your path? Seek eternal wisdom. Folks, have you ever felt lost, like coins buried deep in shadows, just because you're chasing riches instead of seeking eternal wisdom? Picture those moments when you're fired up about your dreams. Maybe building a business empire, making a difference in your town, or living a life that shines so bright it makes your creator nod with pride. You feel it deep inside, like a flame urging you to rise, but then the buzz of TikTok, Instagram, or the daily grind snuffs it out. You dive into work, read every self-help book, try every strategy, but you're still nowhere. You tell yourself, I'll get to it later, or I need a clear sign to start. You wait, hoping inspiration will hit or someone will point you to the right path. But before you know it, days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and you're still standing still, drifting aimlessly, asking, why haven't I found my way? Why do I keep letting chaos bury my purpose? Why do I give myself a pass before I've even begun? That's the pain of chasing dollars without seeking eternal wisdom. The pain of surrendering your power before you even step out of bed. I've seen it. So many people just like you and me carry massive dreams, calls to change the world, to build something lasting. But they let chaotic moments pile up, let those just procrastinate a bit, days stretch on, and their mission gets buried in the shadows of ignorance. They wake with a blazing flame, but minutes later they're scrolling, chasing shortcuts, or convincing themselves it's not the right time. They wait for a perfect moment, a crystal clear sign, or a risk-free road, but here's the brutal truth: that moment never comes. And then they can't stand it anymore. They crave seeking eternal wisdom, answering that sacred call at dawn. No sign needed, no inspiration required, no permission granted. And you feel that too, don't you? This lost feeling isn't the end. It's a wake-up call from heaven, urging you to seek wisdom today. This is the first law to unlock your limitless power to start your day with strength. Let me lay out the first law. The cornerstone: seeking eternal wisdom is your light. It pierces the shadows of chaos with unshakable clarity. Wisdom isn't about stacking facts, outsmarting everyone, or finding a quick fix. It's realizing wisdom isn't just a tool, it's a divine command. You're here to obey the root that magnetizes all wealth, peace, and purpose. Every trailblazer, every soul who shook the world didn't chase cash or wait for a flawless plan. They sought wisdom before dawn. Tired or not doubted or not mocked, or not because their mission wasn't theirs to question, it was theirs to obey. In 2025, with social media buzz and daily pressures louder than ever, seeking eternal wisdom is your superpower. Most folks let chaos lead. They stumble through life with no plan, chasing results without grasping the laws that sustain them. But heaven doesn't move for drifters. Heaven moves when you step up, when you seek wisdom every morning, when you declare, I don't need cash, I don't need shortcuts. I'm locked on wisdom and I'm chasing it now. That's when you become unstoppable, when prosperity, not just money, but clarity, grit, and eternal impact starts to take hold. Success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who obey. Why does seeking eternal wisdom matter so much? Because wisdom is the heartbeat of your purpose. Think about it. Every lasting legacy, every world-changing achievement was built by people who didn't wait for the world to hand them answers. They didn't need applause or absolute certainty. They sought wisdom day after day, hour after hour, until heaven confirmed their path. If you chase results without wisdom, you'll live a fragmented life, starting strong but never finishing. But when you seek eternal wisdom, you align with divine order. You don't wait for a clear moment or right feeling. You crave obedience, a minute of study, an hour of reflection with iron will, or a moment reminding yourself of your mission. Just 10 minutes seeking wisdom can turn "I don't know" into "I'm committed and I'm learning now." When you seek wisdom, you don't just live, you lead. Imagine starting every morning asking, how will I obey today? What principle will light my path? You sit down, no phone, no noise, just you and your mission. You think about the times you drifted chasing cash, waiting for signs, or letting chaos lead, and you decide, no more, I'll light my way. That's when your light shines, cutting through the shadows of chaos. I've seen it. Successful people don't have more time than you. They just know every small act is a spark on their divine path. Seeking wisdom isn't a burden. It's freedom, a promise to yourself that you'll never betray your mission. So how do you seek eternal wisdom? It's not complicated, but it takes guts. Today, spend 10 minutes studying one eternal principle, like I seek wisdom above riches. Read it, reflect on it, and jot down insights in a journal, feeling the power of clarity. Block out everything. No social media, no emails, just you and your commitment. Tomorrow, apply one insight to a decision, maybe saying no to a distraction, or choosing an action tied to your purpose, and note how it sharpens your focus. This week, study a principle every day for 7 days, tracking how your clarity grows stronger. Each day, take a small step, 10 minutes reading, reflecting, or writing a lesson, and log your consistency. But don't stop there. To make wisdom your core, review your insights every month like a sacred ritual, ensuring each principle aligns with your divine purpose. Think of the people you admire. They didn't hit greatness by chasing hacks. They sought wisdom, acted on it day after day, month after month, until heaven moved with them. You can do that too. You don't need to know everything now, just start learning. You don't need to banish every doubt, just obey today. And then tomorrow, obey again. That's how you light your path. That's how you seek eternal wisdom. That's how you start your day with power. So folks, ask yourself right now, what shadows are dimming your coins? Morning chaos, chasing cash, or skipping wisdom? Are you scared to seek wisdom because it feels too big? Will you let shadows smother you, or will you light your path? What will you do today to seek eternal wisdom? What one truth will you chase right now to answer your sacred call? Feel that fire inside you. Your mission doesn't wait. It demands you obey today, right now. Will you drift or lead act? Now, every principle you learn is a spark for your legacy. 2. Master your inner thoughts. Now let's keep rolling. Have you ever felt adrift like coins fading in fog because unchecked thoughts sabotage your mornings and dim your sacred purpose? Picture those days you wake up ready to crush your mission, maybe scaling a career serving your community or building a life that matters. You open your eyes with a spark, your aim clear as day, but then the buzz of TikTok, Instagram, or life's grind stirs up doubts. I'm not good enough. What's the point? Or I'll fail. You dwell on fears, let worries spiral, telling yourself I'll focus when my head's clear, or I need to shake these doubts first. But one stray thought leads to another one, doubt becomes a habit, and soon you're off course, hollow asking, why do I let my mind run wild? Why can't I keep my fire burning? Why do I drift when I'm born to rule? That's the pain of letting chaotic thoughts cloud your divine potential, the pain of losing your morning power to an untrained mind. I've seen it. Countless people just like you and me carry epic dreams, calls to build something eternal, but they let their minds take the wheel. One bad day they quit, one moment of doubt they stall, one flicker of fear they surrender. They think just today I'll bounce back tomorrow, but just today becomes a habit and habits become destiny. They wake with iron resolve, but minutes later they're scrolling, procrastinating, or convincing themselves a quick break won't hurt. But it does. Every time you let thoughts take over, you don't just lose a morning, you disrupt the rhythm of your legacy. And then they can't take it anymore. They crave mastering their inner thoughts, letting their purpose, not fears, drive their day. And you feel that too, don't you? This drifting isn't failure. It's a call from heaven urging you to forge your mind. This is the second law to unlock your limitless power to start your day with strength. Here's the second law. A game changer. Mastering your inner thoughts is your anchor. It roots your morning with razor-sharp focus. Mastering your thoughts isn't about silencing every doubt or pretending you're a robot. It's about ruling your mind so your purpose, not your fears, calls the shots. Every giant, every builder of eternity didn't let stray thoughts dictate their moves. They rose weary, doubtful, or flat because their mission wasn't theirs to negotiate, it was theirs to obey. In 2005, with social media noise and daily pressures trying to scatter your focus, mastering your inner thoughts is your lifeline. Most folks let their minds lead. They spiral when they're off waiting for confidence, waiting for a perfect day. But heaven doesn't care if your head's clear. Heaven moves when you act, when you declare, my thoughts don't own me. I'm here for my purpose. That's when you become unstoppable, when prosperity, not just focus, but strength, clarity, and divine alignment takes hold. Success doesn't come to those who follow chaotic thoughts. It comes to those who master them. Why does mastering your inner thoughts matter so much? Because thoughts are waves, but your purpose is bedrock. If you let waves steer, you'll drift forever. Think about it. Every lasting legacy, every world-shaking achievement was built by people who didn't let their minds decide their fate. They didn't need to feel good to act. They knew thoughts come and go, but the morning rhythm is eternal. If you only act when your mind's stable, you'll live a broken life, starting with fire fizzling when doubts surge. But when you master your inner thoughts, you anchor your ship to purpose. You don't wait for a clear head, you forge every morning with relentless command. Just 10 minutes mastering your thoughts can turn, I'm not enough, into, I'm acting for my purpose. When you master your thoughts, you don't just live, you lead. Imagine starting every morning asking, how will I rule my thoughts today? What doubt will I crush to obey my mission? You sit down, no phone, no noise, just you and your purpose. You think about the times you drifted, letting fear, worry, or doubt lead, and you decide, no more, I'll drop my anchor. That's when your anchor holds, grounding you through the fog of chaotic thoughts. I've seen it. Successful people don't have fewer doubts than you. They just know thoughts are storms, and they steer their ship with iron discipline. Mastering your thoughts isn't pressure, it's power. A promise to yourself that you'll never let your mind steal your sacred mission. So how do you master your inner thoughts? It starts with a hard choice and real action. Today, spend 10 minutes declaring mastery. Sit down. Say out loud, I rule my thoughts. I obey my purpose. Feel the weight of that declaration and jot down your focus in a journal. Block out everything, no social media, no emails, just you and your will. Tomorrow, replace one doubt with a command like when you think I'm not good enough, say I'm enough to act and note your progress, like you're steering through a storm to keep your ship steady. This week, master your thoughts every day for 7 days, tracking how your resolve grows. Each day, spot a thought trying to derail you, maybe I'll fail, or nobody believes in me, and swap it with a clear command, even if it's just 10 minutes of focus on your aim. Log how you feel stronger, clearer, but don't stop there. To make thought mastery, your core audit your thoughts every month like a sacred ritual. Sit down, review your journal note, how you've tamed chaotic thoughts, how the fog lifts to reveal your path. Think of the people you admire. They didn't hit greatness by letting their minds run wild. They mastered their thoughts, acted despite doubt, and the world bowed to their focus. You can do that too. You don't need to erase every doubt. Now just master one thought today, and tomorrow master another. That's how you drop your anchor. That's how you master your inner thoughts. That's how you start your day with power. So ask yourself right now what fog's clouding your coins. Runaway thoughts, fear, or self-sabotage. Are you letting doubt steal your morning power? Will you let fog swallow you, or will you drop your anchor? What will you do today to master your inner thoughts? What one thought will you conquer right now to steer your day? Feel that power inside you. Your mission doesn't wait. It demands you act today, right now. Will you drift or lead act? Now, every thought you master is an anchor for your legacy. 3. Pray for divine discernment. Let's keep the momentum going. Have you ever felt powerless like coins lost in haze because you're chasing riches without praying for divine discernment? Picture those mornings you're set to live boldly, maybe launching a startup, uplifting your neighborhood, or carving a life of eternal impact. You're ready, but then TikTok, Instagram, or life's endless demands cloud your judgment. You chase money, power, or fame thinking I'll grab it all, but end up empty, making choices that lead nowhere. You tell yourself, I'll figure it out later, or I don't need guidance, I got this. But one bad call leads to another one misstep, becomes a habit, and soon you're stalled, heavy-hearted, asking, why do my choices keep failing? Why can't I see the right path? Why do I wander when I'm born to reign? That's the pain of seeking power without divine discernment, the pain of losing your morning clarity to an unguided heart. I've seen it. So many folks just like you and me carry massive dreams calls to build something everlasting. But they let ambition steer. One rush day they choose wrong. One prideful moment they fall. One cocky second they lose their way. They think I'm smart, I'll handle it, or just push harder, that's enough. But it's not. Every time you choose without discernment, you don't just lose a morning, you derail the path to your legacy. And then they can't stand it anymore. They crave praying for divine discernment, aligning their heart with heaven, judging rightly despite pressure. And you feel that too, don't you? This powerless feeling isn't the end. It's a call from heaven urging you to forge your heart. This is the third law to unlock your limitless power to start your day with strength. Here's the third law. A cornerstone, praying for divine discernment, is your torch. It lights your divine path with unerring wisdom. Praying for discernment isn't begging for favors, hoping for luck, or wishing for a miracle. It's aligning your heart with the eternal laws that govern all power, wealth, and purpose-seeking clarity only heaven can grant. Every legend, every soul who built something lasting didn't rely on their own smarts. They sought discernment before dawn, humble or proud, because their mission wasn't theirs to guess, it was theirs to obey. In 2025, with distractions and societal buzz everywhere, praying for divine discernment is your fortress. Most folks let impulse lead. They chase what's shiny, hoping for wins, but heaven doesn't reward guesswork. Your torch blazes when you say, I don't need riches, I'll seek discernment to rule them. That's when you become unstoppable, when prosperity, focus, strength, and divine order takes root. Success doesn't come to those smug with their own brains. It comes to those who pray. Why does praying for divine discernment matter so much? Because discernment is the flame guiding you, while ambition is smoke. If you follow smoke, you'll wander forever. Think about it, every epic legacy, every world-changing feat was built by people who didn't think they knew it all. They didn't need total confidence or a full map. They prayed for discernment day after day, hour after hour, until heaven lit their steps. If you choose without discernment, you're swinging in haze. Maybe you hit, maybe you miss, but you're wasting time on dead ends, caught in wrong turns, or just forgetting where you're headed. But when you pray for divine discernment, you're guided. You don't wait for perfect judgment. You forge it through humility, through prayer, through commitment to a higher truth. Just 10 minutes praying for discernment can turn "I'm not sure" into "I see my path." When you pray for discernment, you don't just live, you reign. Imagine starting every morning asking, "What will I pray for today to guide me? What choice needs heaven's light?" You sit down. No phone, no noise, just you and your prayer. You think about the times you got lost choosing wrong out of haste, pride, or lack of guidance, and you decide, "No more, I'll light my torch." That's when your torch burns, illuminating your path through the haze of chaos. I've seen it. Successful people aren't smarter than you. They just know one right choice guided by heaven outweighs 1,000 blind shots. Praying for discernment isn't weakness, it's power. A promise to yourself that you'll never let ambition blind your sacred mission. So how do you pray for divine discernment? It starts with humility and real action. Today, spend 10 minutes praying for discernment. Sit down, close your eyes, and ask, "What do I need to see clearly today?" Listen and jot down any insights in a journal, feeling the strength of guidance. Block out everything, no social media, no emails, just you and your prayer. Tomorrow, act on one insight, maybe choosing a purpose-driven decision over ambition, and note how it steers you. Right. This week, pray for discernment every day for 7 days, tracking how your clarity grows. Each day, spend 10 minutes asking heaven to guide you, maybe before a big choice, or just to keep your mind on track, and log how you feel, more led, stronger. But don't stop there. To make discernment your core, review your prayers every month. Like a sacred ritual, read your journal note, how heaven answered, how the haze cleared to show your path. Think of the people you admire. They didn't hit greatness by being cocky. They prayed for discernment, acted with guidance, and the world bowed to their clarity. You can do that too. You don't need to see the whole road now, just pray for light for the next step. You don't need every answer, just pray today. And tomorrow pray again. That's how you light your torch. That's how you pray for divine discernment. That's how you start your day with power. So ask yourself right now, what haze is dimming your coins? Blind ambition, bad choices, or no discernment? Are you dodging prayer because it feels too humble? Will you let haze blind you, or will you light your torch? What will you do today to pray for divine discernment? What one prayer will you offer right now to reign? Feel that power inside you. Your mission doesn't wait. It demands you pray today, right now. Will you wander or reign? Act now. Every prayer you offer is a torch for your legacy. Foreguard your spoken words. All right, let's dive deeper. Have you ever felt defeated, like coins swept away by a storm, because careless words wreck your progress and dim your sacred purpose? Picture those mornings you're locked in on your mission, maybe growing a business, serving others, or crafting a life that echoes forever. You're in the zone, your rhythm tight, but then TikTok, Instagram, or life's curveballs trigger a reaction. You snap at a coworker, vent doubts about yourself, or grumble about setbacks, thinking it's just words, no big deal. But those words cut like knives, shattering your focus, straining relationships, stalling your goals. You tell yourself, "I didn't mean it," or "I'll fix it later." But one reckless word leads to another. One slip becomes a habit, and soon your drive's gone, leaving you empty, asking, "Why do my words keep betraying me? Why can't I hold my tongue? Why do I destroy when I'm born to build?" That's the pain of letting careless speech sweep away your divine potential. The pain of losing your morning power to an unguarded tongue. I've seen it, folks, just like you and me, with big dreams, calls to forge something eternal. but their tongues tear it down. One angry outburst, they lose allies. One complaint, they weaken themselves. One smug remark, they hurt their mission. They think it's just one sentence I'll recover tomorrow, but just one becomes a habit, and habits become destiny. Every time you speak without control, you don't just lose a morning, you chip away at the foundation of your legacy. And then they can't take it anymore. They crave guarding their spoken words, letting their speech build, not break their mission. And you feel that too, don't you? This defeat isn't the end. It's a call from heaven urging you to forge your tongue. This is the fourth law to unlock your limitless power to start your day with strength. Here's the fourth law. A game changer guarding your spoken words is your brick. It builds your divine path with laser precision. Guarding your words isn't about censoring yourself or faking politeness. It's about wielding your speech like a king, knowing every word shapes your reality, relationships, and legacy. Every titan, every builder of eternity didn't let their tongue run wild. They spoke with restraint in victory or defeat because their mission wasn't theirs to tarnish, it was theirs to uphold. In 2025, with distractions and pressures tempting you to blurt out nonsense, guarding your spoken words is your shield. Most folks let their tongues lead. They snap when provoked, vent when down, thinking words don't matter. But heaven tracks every syllable. Your brick is laid when you say, I won't let careless words wreck my mornings. I'll speak only what builds. That's when you become unstoppable, when prosperity, impact, harmony, divine legacy rises up. Success doesn't come to those who speak without thinking. It comes to those who guard their words. Why does guarding your spoken words matter so much? Because words are your bricks. They either build a fortress or topple your kingdom. Think about it. Every epic legacy, every world-changing feat was built by people who weighed every word. They didn't need to shout or talk nonstop. They knew one wrong word could destroy empires, while one right word could end wars. If you let your tongue run loose, you're building without a blueprint. Every word's a misplaced brick collapsing your work. You'll hurt those you love, weaken yourself, or just forget what you're building. But when you guard your spoken words, you're a master mason. You don't let emotions or pressure steer your tongue. You don't let complaints or anger dim your mission. Just 10 minutes of word restraint can turn, I want to scream, into, I'll speak what leads to my goal. When you guard your words, you don't just live, you reign. Imagine starting every morning asking, how will I use my words today to build? What word will I hold back to protect my mission? You sit down, no phone, no noise, just you and your commitment. You think about the times you failed, blurting anger, whining, or saying things that hurt yourself, and you decide no more. I'll lay my brick. That's when your brick builds, constructing your path through the storm of emotions. I've seen it. Successful people don't talk less than you. They just know words are weapons, and they wield them with deadly precision. Guarding your words isn't a chore, it's power, a promise to yourself that you'll never let your tongue steal your sacred mission. So how do you guard your spoken words? It starts with a firm commitment and real action. Today, spend 10 minutes declaring restraint. Sit down, say out loud, I speak only what builds. My words are bricks for my mission. Feel the weight of that vow and jot down your restraint in a journal. Block out everything, no social media, no emails, just you and your resolve. Tomorrow, pause before speaking reactively. When you want to complain, stay silent or say something positive and note how it strengthens you. This week, guard your words every day for 7 days, tracking their impact. Each day, spot a moment you're tempted to speak wrong, maybe anger or whining, and choose silence or a building word, even if it's just 10 minutes of practice. Log how you feel stronger, clearer, but don't stop there. To make word restraint your core, audit your speech every month. Like a sacred ritual, read your journal note. How you forged your tongue, how the storm clears to show your solid path. Think of the people you admire. They didn't hit greatness with reckless talk. They guarded their words, spoke only when it counted, and the world bowed to their precision. You can do that too. You don't need to be silent now, just hold one word today, and tomorrow hold another. That's how you lay your brick. That's how you guard your spoken words. That's how you start your day with power. So ask yourself right now, what storm's sweeping your coins? Careless words, hot reactions, or whining? Are you letting your tongue wreck your morning power? Will you let the storm drown you, or will you lay your brick? What will you do today to guard your spoken words? What one word will you hold back right now to build your path? Feel that power inside you. Your mission doesn't wait. It demands you forge today right now. Will you fail or act now? Every word you guard is a brick for your legacy. Want more tools to spark your eternal laws? Join Forge Fire, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and keep your fire blazing. 5. Surround with wise counsel. Let's push forward. Have you ever felt trapped like coins scorched in flames because your circle lacks the wisdom to lift your sacred purpose? Picture those mornings you're all in on your mission. Maybe leading a bold venture, serving others, or crafting a life that lasts forever. You're giving it your all, your will blazing, but then the people around you, friends, co-workers, even family, drag you down with negativity, mockery, or shallow talk. You share your dreams, but they laugh. You're crazy or shrug. Just chill. You think they're just joking or I can handle it. But their words sink in. Their doubts become yours, and soon your flame's dying, leaving you stuck asking, why do I feel so alone? Why doesn't anyone get my drive? Why do I falter when I'm born to soar? That's the pain of letting a foolish circle burn your divine potential. The pain of losing your morning power to the wrong crowd. I've seen it, people just like you and me with massive dreams, calls to forge something eternal. But their circle shapes their mind. One snarky comment makes them insecure. One cynical remark makes them hesitate. One lazy friend pulls them down. They think I'll stick with them for comfort, or they're friends I can't ditch them. But comfort's a trap. Every time you stay with people who don't honor your purpose, you don't just lose a morning, you dim the fire of your legacy. And then they can't stand it anymore. They crave surrounding themselves with wise counsel, with people who lift them where every conversation fuels their mission. And you feel that too, don't you? This trapped feeling isn't failure. It's a call from heaven urging you to choose your circle. This is the 5th law to unlock your limitless power to start your day with strength. Here's the 5th law. A turning point surrounding with wise counsel is your forge. It tempers your divine path with unbreakable strength. Building a wise circle isn't about chasing followers or popularity. It's about curating principled minds who honor eternal laws, who challenge you to level up instead of keeping you comfy. Every titan, every builder of eternity didn't go it alone. They sought companions who revered discipline in triumph or trial, because their mission wasn't theirs to hog, it was theirs to multiply. In 2025, with social media buzz and societal pressure pulling you toward mediocrity, surrounding with wise counsel is your shield. Most folks let fools lead. They hang with people who mock effort, chase entertainment, thinking friends are forever, but heaven only multiplies power when you stand with the worthy. Your forge roars when you say, I won't let fools douse my mornings. I'll seek those who temper me. That's when you become unstoppable, when prosperity, growth, clarity, divine legacy ignites. Success doesn't come to those who stick with the crowd. It comes to those who curate their circle. Why does surrounding with wise counsel matter so much? Because your circle is the forge shaping your flame. It either tempers you into steel or burns you to ash. Think about it. Every epic legacy, every world-changing feat was forged by people who didn't let mediocrity shape their mind. They didn't need a cheering squad or easy buddies. They knew one wrong companion could shatter a kingdom, while a wise circle could build empires. If you let lazy, cynical, or unprincipled people stay close, you're tossing your flame into rotten wood. It'll burn, but leave nothing but ash. You'll be dragged down by their ease, slowed by their fears, or just forget your aim. But when you surround with wise counsel, you're steel. You don't let comfort or sentiment blind your choices. You don't let mockery or pessimism dim your mission. Just 10 minutes with a wise mind can turn I'm alone into I'm forged to reign. When you build a wise circle, you don't just live, you soar. Imagine starting every morning asking, who will I seek today to lift me? What companion will challenge my mission? You sit down, no phone, no noise, just you and your commitment. You think about the times you were trapped sticking with negative people, enduring their jabs, or letting ease pull you down, and you decide, no more. I'll step into my forge. That's when your forge blazes, tempering you through the strength of the worthy. I've seen it, successful people don't have more friends than you. They just know one wise mind outweighs 1,000 mediocrities and they choose ruthlessly. Building a wise circle isn't isolation, it's power, a promise to yourself that you'll never let fools steal your sacred mission. So how do you surround with wise counsel? It starts with ruthless selection and real action. Today, spend 10 minutes listing 5 wise people, friends, mentors, or colleagues with principles who inspire you to be better. Sit down, grab a pen, write their names and qualities, note them in a journal, feel the power of choice. Block out everything, no social media, no emails, just you and your resolve. Tomorrow, reach out to one text call or grab coffee to learn and note how that talk strengthens you. This week, build your circle every day for 7 days. Connect, learn, or study their mindset, tracking their influence. Each day, spend 10 minutes challenging yourself, read a wise person's article, have a deep conversation, or jot down a lesson from them and log how you feel sharper, clearer. But don't stop there. To make a wise circle, your core, review your connections every month. Like a sacred ritual, read your journal. Assess who lifts you, who drags you, and cut the unworthy. Think of the people you admire. They didn't hit greatness by sticking with the crowd. They chose companions who tempered, challenged, and the world bowed to their strength. You can do that too. You don't need to ditch everyone. Now just choose one wise soul today, and tomorrow choose another. That's how you step into your forge. That's how you surround with wise counsel. That's how you start your day with power. So ask yourself right now, what flames are scorching your coins? Fools in your circle, negativity, or ease? Are you clinging to weak links for comfort? Will you let flames burn you, or will you step into your forge? What will you do today to surround with wise counsel? What one wise soul will you seek right now to lift your mission? Feel that power inside you. Your mission doesn't wait. It demands you choose today, right now. Will you stay trapped or soar? Act now. Every companion you choose is a hammer strike for your legacy. 6. Anchor wealth in purpose. Let's keep pushing. Have you ever felt empty, like coins dulled in gloom because your wealth lacks purpose to light your divine path? Picture those mornings you're chasing your goals, maybe stacking cash, buying property, or building a name that lasts. You're grinding your focus sharp, but then TikTok, Instagram, or societal pressure creeps in, and you realize your wins feel hollow. You buy more, achieve more, but it's not enough, like chasing a mirage. You tell yourself, I just need more, or I'll feel full later. But one empty win leads to another. One pointless chase becomes a habit, and soon your drive's faded, leaving you lost, asking, why does my wealth feel meaningless? Why can't I find joy in my gains? Why do I toil when I'm born to thrive? That's the pain of letting aimless riches dim your divine potential. The pain of losing your morning power to wealth without a soul. I've seen it, people just like you and me with big dreams, calls to forge something eternal. But they let wealth rule. One day chasing money, they forget why. One moment of flaunting, they lose meaning. One spark of greed, they stray from their mission. They think, get the cash, first purpose comes later, or money's enough for happiness. But it's not. Every time you pile up wealth without purpose, you don't just lose a morning, you weaken the foundation of your legacy. And then they can't stand it anymore. They crave anchoring wealth in purpose, letting every dollar, every win be a brick for a higher cause. And you feel that too, don't you? This emptiness isn't the end. It's a call from heaven urging you to tie your wealth to your sacred mission. This is the 6th law to unlock your limitless power to start your day with strength. Here's the 6th law. A pivotal truth anchoring wealth and purpose is your shield. It protects your divine path with unshakable meaning. Anchoring wealth isn't about swearing off money or pretending it's evil. It's about tying every dollar, every victory to a higher cause that serves your Creator's call, ensuring your riches build you up, not bind you. Every pioneer, every soul who built eternity didn't chase cash for its own sake. They anchored their wealth in purpose and joy or sorrow because their mission wasn't theirs to waste, it was theirs to fulfill. In 2025, with distractions and pressure pushing you toward greed, anchoring wealth and purpose is your armor. Most folks let appetite lead. They stack cash for show, thinking it'll fill them, but heaven doesn't reward vanity. Your shield rises when you say, I won't let aimless riches wreck my mornings, I'll anchor them in purpose. That's when you become unstoppable, when prosperity, meaning, harmony, divine legacy takes hold. Success doesn't come to those who just hoard wealth. It comes to those who anchor it to a cause. Why does anchoring wealth in purpose matter so much? Because purpose is the wind guiding you, while wealth is the sail. If you let the sail flap aimlessly, you'll drift forever. Think about it. Every epic legacy, every world-changing feat was built by people who didn't make money the finish line. They didn't need to flash cash or spend to prove worth. They knew wealth without purpose is a chain, while wealth anchored to a cause is power. If you gather riches without aim, you're building on sand. Every dollar's a burden, making you slave to it instead of master. You'll chase more but never feel enough, hurt yourself with greed, or just forget why you're alive. But when you anchor wealth in purpose, you're the captain. You don't let greed or societal pressure steer your choices. You don't let boasting or competition dim your mission. Just 10 minutes tying wealth to purpose can turn I need more into I'm building for my cause. When you anchor wealth in purpose, you don't just live, you reign. Imagine starting every morning asking, how will my wealth serve my purpose today? What dollar will lift my cause? You sit down, no phone, no noise, just you and your commitment. You think about the times you felt empty chasing cash to prove something, to show off or fill a void, and you decide, no more, I'll raise my shield. That's when your shield protects you, keeping you steady through the gloom of greed. I've seen it. Successful people don't have more cash than you. They just know every dollar must serve a cause, and they anchor it with ruthless precision. Anchoring wealth in purpose isn't a chore, it's power. A promise to yourself that you'll never let money steal your sacred mission. So how do you anchor wealth in purpose? It starts with a clear vow and real action. Today, spend 10 minutes writing a purpose statement for your wealth, like, my money lifts others, or my cash builds my community. Sit down, grab a pen, write that statement, note it in a journal, feel the strength of direction. Block out everything, no social media, no emails, just you and your cause. Tomorrow, tie one financial goal to that purpose. Maybe saving for a meaningful project or spending consciously, and note how it aligns you. This week, anchor your wealth to purpose every day for 7 days, tracking its meaning. Each day, spend 10 minutes reviewing a financial choice, what to buy, where to invest, or how to save, ensuring it serves your cause, logging how you feel. Clearer, stronger. But don't stop there. To make purpose your core, review your statement every month like a sacred ritual. Read your journal. Assess how your wealth serves your mission. Tweak it if needed. Think of the people you admire. They didn't hit greatness by hoarding cash. They anchored wealth to purpose, used it to build, and the world bowed to their meaning. You can do that too. You don't need to be rich now. Just anchor $1 today, and tomorrow anchor another. That's how you raise your shield. That's how you anchor wealth in purpose. That's how you start your day with power. So ask yourself right now, what gloom's dulling your coins? Aimless wealth, greed, or emptiness? Are you chasing cash to prove something? Will you let gloom cloud you, or will you raise your shield? What will you do today to anchor wealth and purpose? What one cause will you tie your money to right now? Feel that power inside you. Your mission doesn't wait. It demands you align today, right now. Will you stay empty or reign? Act now. Every dollar you anchor is a brick for your legacy. 7. Turn failure into fuel. We're not slowing down. Have you ever felt broken, like coins shattered in dust, because failures crush your resolve and dim your morning fire? Picture those mornings you're pouring your heart into your mission. Maybe leading a bold project, serving others, or crafting a life that echoes forever. You're all in your will like iron. But then a failure hits a deal, falls apart, a goal flops, or a day everything goes wrong. TikTok, Instagram, or societal buzz piles on, whispering, you're not enough, or give up, it's pointless. You feel crushed, like your sparks ground to dust, saying, why keep trying, or I'm done. Suddenly, your divine mission feels out of reach, like it's crumbled to ash, and you're asking, why do failures hurt so bad? Why do I let them break my rhythm? Why do I quit when I'm born to rise? That's the pain of letting setbacks shatter your divine potential. The pain of losing your morning power in the fight you were sent for. I've seen it, people just like you and me with huge dreams calls to forge something eternal, but when failure knocks, they let it define them. A plan bombs, they think I'm useless. A rejection stings, they believe this mission's wrong. They let bad days, mistakes, or criticism drown them, retreating to comfort, scrolling, delaying, or convincing themselves maybe I should pick something easier. But easy doesn't build legacies. Easy doesn't forge greatness. Every time you let failure make you quit, you don't just lose a morning, you lose the strength to become who you're meant to be. And then they can't stand it anymore. They crave turning failure into fuel, making every fall a lesson, rising stronger toward their mission. And you feel that too, don't you? This brokenness isn't the end. It's a call from heaven urging you to learn and obey. This is the seventh law to unlock your limitless power to start your day with strength. Here's the seventh law. A transformative truth turning failure into fuel is your hammer. It shapes your divine path with unbreakable lessons. Failures aren't your end. They're raw, or the Creator uses to forge you tougher, to hammer you into the king you're meant to be. Every failure is a strike, every mistake a chance to sharpen. Every legend faced flops not once but countless times. But they didn't run from pain. They learned, rose stronger because their mission wasn't theirs to bury, it was theirs to obey. In 2025, with doubts and distractions, everywhere turning failure into fuel is your weapon. Most folks let setbacks beat them. They see a mistake as the end. Let one rejection make them doubt their call, thinking a fall proves their mission's unworthy. But heaven doesn't reward quitters. Your hammer strikes when you say, I fell, but I'll rise and learn harder. That's when you become unstoppable, when prosperity, resilience, wisdom, divine legacy ignites. Success doesn't come to those who dodge failure. It comes to those who learn from it. Why does turning failure into fuel matter so much? Because failure is the forge of your will, where you're hammered into steel that can't break. Think about it, every epic legacy, every world-changing feat was forged from failures. Each fall, a hammer strike, each mistake a chance to grow tougher. Pioneers' souls daring to build eternity didn't shy from pain. They faced it, dissected it, learned, because they knew failure wasn't a curse, it was part of the forge the Creator used to shape them. If you flee failure, you'll live in fear, avoiding risks, repeating, I'm not enough, or letting one fall make you quit. You'll stay stuck, never claiming the strength lessons bring. But when you turn failure into fuel, you grow. You don't see mistakes as endings, but as lessons, chances to sharpen. You face a failure and ask, what did I learn? How does this prepare my mission? You crave grit, a step up after a fall an hour's work, though your heart's broken, a choice to keep going when everything's against you. Just 10 minutes reflecting on a failure can turn, I lost, into, I'm being forged. When you turn failure into fuel, you don't just live, you lead. Imagine starting every morning asking, what failure will I fuel today? What fall will shape me? You sit down, no phone, no noise, just you and your mission. You think about the times you broke quitting, letting pain hold you back, and you decide, no more. I'll swing my hammer. That's when your hammer shapes you, forging you through the dust of failure. I've seen it. Successful people don't fall less than you. They just know each failure is a strike, and they learn faster than pain can destroy. Turning failure into fuel isn't agony, it's power. A promise to yourself that you'll never let mistakes steal your sacred mission. So how do you turn failure into fuel? It starts with a new mindset and real action. Today, spend 10 minutes reflecting on a recent failure, a missed goal, a rejection, or a day everything tanked. Sit down, grab a pen, and write. What did this failure teach me? How does it prepare my mission? Note the lesson in a journal. Feel the strength of turning pain into wisdom. Block out everything. No social media, no emails, just you and your reflection. Tomorrow, apply that lesson to a new action, retry a failed task, or tweak your approach and note how it makes you tougher. This week, learn from failure every day for 7 days, tracking how you turn it into fuel. Each day, pick a moment you feel defeated, a small mistake, a rejection, and write its lesson, even if it's just 10 minutes of analysis. Log how you use it to push forward. But don't stop there. To make failure your fuel, keep a failure journal. A place for every big or small mistake, and it's lesson reviewed monthly, like a sacred ritual, seeing how you've grown, how dust clears to reveal your steel path. Think of the people you admire. They didn't win by avoiding failure. They fell, rose, learned, and obeyed harder. You can do that too. You don't need to win every time, just learn from one failure today, and tomorrow learn again. That's how you swing your hammer. That's how you turn failure into fuel. That's how you start your day with power. So ask yourself right now, what dust shattering your coins? Failures, despair, or quitting? Are you letting mistakes define you? Will you let dust bury you, or will you swing your hammer? What will you do today to turn failure into fuel? What one lesson will you pull right now to rise? Feel that power inside you. Your mission doesn't wait. It demands you learn today, right now. Will you break or lead? Act now. Every lesson you claim is a strike for your legacy. 8. Build disciplined order. We're almost there. Let's charge on. Have you ever felt adrift like coins tossed in waves because you lack disciplined order to anchor your sacred purpose? Picture those mornings you're set to dominate, maybe growing a business, serving others, or building a legacy that lasts. You're driven, your aim crystal clear, but then TikTok, Instagram, or life's chaos pulls you off course. You skip routines, let tasks pile up, or float through the day with no plan, thinking I'll get organized later, or I don't need a plan, I'll just do it. But one misstep leads to another. One sloppy day becomes a habit, and soon your focus is gone, your drive drowned. Standing there heavy-hearted, asking, why's my life such a mess? Why can't I stick to anything? Why do I flounder when I'm born to rule? That's the pain of letting chaos dim your divine potential. The pain of losing your morning power to a life without laws. I've seen it, folks, just like you and me, with huge dreams, calls to forge something eternal. But they let chaos lead. One lazy day they skip habits. One distracted moment they lose rhythm. One tired second they give in. They think, just today I'll get back tomorrow, or I don't need rules, I'll manage. But without laws, they manage nothing. Every time you live without order, you don't just lose a morning, you crack the foundation of your legacy. And then they can't take it anymore. They crave building disciplined order, making every day a solid brick, every action serving their sacred mission. And you feel that too, don't you? This drifting isn't failure. It's a call from heaven urging you to set your laws. This is the 8th law to unlock your limitless power to start your day with strength. Here's the 8th law, a bedrock truth. Building disciplined order is your fortress. It guards your divine path with unyielding strength. Disciplined order isn't rigid rules or choking your freedom. It's forging a life where every action, every hour, every minute serves your Creator's call, where chaos has no foothold. Every titan, every soul who built eternity didn't rely on luck or mood. They built order in calm or storm because their mission wasn't theirs to waste, it was theirs to protect. In 2025, with distractions and pressure yanking you every which way, building disciplined order is your armor. Most folks let chaos lead, they wing it, hoping for breakthroughs, thinking mood will guide them right. But heaven doesn't reward randomness. Your fortress stands tall when you say, I won't let chaos steal my mornings, I'll build my laws. That's when you become unstoppable, when prosperity, focus, power, divine legacy takes hold. Success doesn't come to those who live haphazardly. It comes to those who build order. Why does building disciplined order matter so much? Because order is the foundation of your flame. It keeps it burning steady, not doused by waves. Think about it. Every epic legacy, every world-changing feat was built by people who didn't let mood or chaos run their days. They didn't need to feel ready to act. They knew order was the key to rhythm, to turning dreams into reality. If you live without laws, you're building a fortress with no walls. Every day's a gap, leaving you open to waves. You'll miss chances, delay your mission, or just forget your aim. But when you build disciplined order, you're a master builder. You don't let fatigue or pressure decide your day. You don't let distractions or emotions dim your mission. Just 10 minutes setting a personal law can turn, I don't know where to start, into I'm building my fortress. When you build disciplined order, you don't just live, you reign. Imagine starting every morning asking, what law will I build today to guard my mission? What habit will keep me on track? You sit down, No phone, no noise, just you and your commitment. You think about the days you drifted, skipping habits, letting chaos lead, or giving in to tiredness, and you decide, no more, I'll raise my fortress. That's when your fortress rises, shielding you through the waves of chaos. I've seen it. Successful people don't have more hours than you. They just know each day is a brick, and they build with ruthless precision. Building disciplined order isn't a burden. It's power, a promise to yourself that you'll never let chaos steal your sacred mission. So how do you build disciplined order? It starts with a bold vow and real action. Today, spend 10 minutes writing one personal law, like I wake at 6 a.m. or I finish one task before scrolling. Sit down, grab a pen, write that law, note it in a journal, feel the strength of order. Block out everything, no social media, no emails, just you and your law. Tomorrow, follow that law, rise on time, work your plan, and note how it anchors you. This week, enforce your law every day for 7 days, tracking how your order strengthens. Each day, spend 10 minutes checking one action, wake time, work hours, or rest, and ensure it follows your law, logging how you feel. Steadier, clearer. But don't stop there. To make order your core, review your laws every month like a sacred ritual, read your journal, assess your adherence, tweak if needed. Think of the people you admire. They didn't hit greatness by winging it. They built order, lived their laws, and the world bowed to their consistency. You can do that too. You don't need to be perfect now, just set one law today, and tomorrow set another. That's how you raise your fortress. That's how you build disciplined order. That's how you start your day with power. So ask yourself right now, what waves are tossing your coins? Morning chaos, no plan, or lawlessness? Are you drifting because it's easier? Will you let waves drown you, or will you raise your fortress? What will you do today to build disciplined order? What one law will you write right now to guard your mission? Feel that power inside you. Your mission doesn't wait. It demands you build today, right now. Will you drift or reign act now? Every law you set is a brick for your legacy. Need more laws to spark your wisdom? Join Forge Fire, subscribe, turn on notifications, and keep your fortress strong. 9. Revere the divine source. We're at the pinnacle now. Have you ever felt hollow, like coins lost in a void, because you lack reverence for the divine source fueling your purpose? Picture those mornings you're chasing your dreams, maybe stacking wealth, leading others, or building a legacy that lasts. You're grinding your focus fierce, but then TikTok, Instagram, or life's noise creeps in, and you realize your wins ring empty. You've got cash status, but no peace, no deep joy. You tell yourself, I'll find meaning later, or I don't need faith hustles enough. But one hollow day leads to another. One soulless chase becomes a habit, and soon your spirit's dim, leaving you lost, asking, why's my life so empty? Why can't I find peace despite my gains? Why do I toil when I'm born to reign? That's the pain of living without reverence for the divine source, the pain of losing your morning power to a life without God. I've seen it, people just like you and me with epic dreams, calls to forge something eternal. But they let pride lead. One day of glory, they think they're the source of it all. One smug moment, they forget their roots. One spark of arrogance, they stray from their mission. They think, I did this, I don't need the Creator or get success. First, faith comes later. But without faith, without reverence, every win is empty. Every time you live without honoring the divine source, you don't just lose a morning, you lose peace, meaning the strength to be who you're meant to be. And then they can't stand it anymore. They crave revering the divine source, aligning their soul with the Creator's laws, letting every action echo with eternal meaning. And you feel that too, don't you? This hollowness isn't the end. It's a call from heaven urging you to bow to the source. This is the 9th law, the highest, to unlock your limitless power to start your day with strength. Here's the 9th law. The ultimate truth, revering the divine source, is your crown. It elevates your divine path with everlasting peace. Revering the divine source isn't religious ritual, fear, or superstition. It's aligning your soul with the Creator's eternal laws, a deep respect that you're not the source of everything. You're the steward entrusted to live in harmony with the mind that made you. Every sage, every soul who built eternity didn't rely on their own strength. They bowed to the divine source in victory or defeat because their mission wasn't theirs to own, it was theirs to obey. In 2025, with social media, societal pressure, and petty temptations pushing you toward ego, revering the divine source is your anchor. Most folks let pride lead. They chase glory for themselves, thinking success fills the soul, but heaven only grants peace to those who bow first. Your crown shines when you say, I won't let ego douse my mornings, I honor the source of all. That's when you become unstoppable, when prosperity, peace, strength, divine legacy becomes eternal. Success doesn't come to those who think they're the source, it comes to those who obey the divine. Why does revering the divine source matter so much? Because the divine source is the root of your flame. It's the light guiding you through the void of pride and chaos. Think about it. Every epic legacy, every world-changing feat was built by people who didn't see themselves as the universe's center. They didn't need to boast or strut to prove worth. They knew without reverence all wealth, power, or fame is a void fading like smoke. If you live without honoring the divine source, you're walking in darkness. You might gain much, but you'll lose peace, meaning the guidance to endure. You'll get caught in greed, arrogance, or petty temptations, forgetting why you're alive. But when you revere the divine source, you wear your crown. You don't let ego or societal pressure steer your actions. You don't let flattery or rivalry dim your mission. Just 10 minutes reflecting on the divine source can turn I'm everything into I obey the Creator. When you revere the divine source, you don't just live, you reign. Imagine starting every morning asking, how will I honor the divine source today? What action will align with the Creator's laws? You sit down, no phone, no noise, just you and your reverence. You think about the times you felt hollow living for ego, chasing personal glory, forgetting your roots, and you decide, no more, I'll wear my crown. That's when your crown lifts you, guiding you through the void of pride. I've seen it. Truly successful people don't claim to be the source of it. All they know, every win, every breath, comes from the Creator, and they obey with relentless reverence. Revering the divine source isn't weakness, it's power. A promise to yourself that you'll never let pride steal your sacred mission. So how do you revere the divine source? It starts with humility and real action. Today, spend 10 minutes reflecting on divine laws. Sit down, close your eyes, ask, how will I live today to obey the Creator? Note any insights in a journal. Feel the strength of harmony. Block out everything, no social media, no emails, just you and your reflection. Tomorrow, act with reverence in one choice, maybe doing what's right despite hardship, or resisting temptation because it's misaligned, and note how it brings peace. This week, honor the divine source every day for 7 days, tracking how your soul grows. Each day, spend 10 minutes living one divine law, honesty, humility, or service, and log how you feel, more guided, stronger. But don't stop there. To make reverence your core, review your respect monthly. Like a sacred ritual, read your journal, assess how you've lived by divine laws, refine if needed. Think of the people you admire. They didn't hit greatness by living for ego. They revered the divine source, obeyed the Creator's laws, and the world bowed to their peace. You can do that too. You don't need to be perfect now, just revere one action today. And tomorrow, revere again. That's how you wear your crown. That's how you revere the divine source. That's how you start your day with power. So ask yourself right now, what void's dimming your coins? No reverence, pride, or disobedience. Are you dodging the divine to chase personal glory? Will you let the void swallow you, or will you wear your crown? What will you do today to revere the divine source? What one act will you do right now to align with your sacred mission? Feel that power inside you. Your mission doesn't wait, it demands you obey today, right now. Will you stay hollow or reign? Act now. Every reverent act is a jewel for your legacy. Folks, we've walked a sacred path together, lit by 9 eternal laws to forge your everlasting legacy. Seeking eternal wisdom lights your way through shadows. Mastering your inner thoughts anchors you through doubt's waves. Praying for divine discernment blazes your torch through haze. Guarding your spoken words lays bricks for your mission. Surrounding with wise counsel tempers you in a forge of principled minds. Anchoring wealth and purpose raises your shield against greed. Turning failure into fuel swings your hammer through pain. Building disciplined order erects your fortress against chaos. And revering the divine source crowns your soul with peace. Each law is a spark, each action a hammer strike, each moment you refuse to drift a brick in your eternal legacy. Pause for a second and feel that power every time you seek wisdom. Master a thought or rise from failure. You're not just inching toward your sacred mission, you're forging a life worth living, a story heaven will cherish. Success isn't a flashy moment or a bolt from the sky. It's the sum of mornings you obey, hours you pour out, minutes you choose the hard road to answer your Creator's call. Most folks never touch their sacred mission. They let time slip, swept up in TikTok, Instagram, or societal pressure, living without rhythm, without fire. They wait for a heavenly sign, worldly applause, but no one comes. They wait for the perfect moment, but it never arrives. But you're different. You know, these 9 laws aren't just words, they're the blueprint for a divine life. The compass guiding you through 2025's noise, the flame lighting your path to limitless prosperity. Successful people don't have more hours or fewer hurdles. They choose differently. They obey every morning, every hour, every breath. They forge their legacy one strike at a time. And you can too if you rise right now. I'm challenging you. Pick one law. Seek wisdom, guard your words, revere the divine source. Commit to it daily, not just when it's smooth, but when it's brutal, when it burns, when the world says quit. Today, right now, take 10 minutes to act. Write a wisdom principle, declare thought mastery, or reflect on the divine source. Log your wins not to brag, but to remind you you're obeying. Find a friend, mentor, or community to keep you sharp, to remind you why you started. Build a world where failure isn't the end, but fuel, where doubt isn't a wall, but a brick to step over. Feel that. As you silence noise, crush doubt, and forge your mission, you'll stand taller, prouder, fiercer than ever. In 2025, when everything tries to pull you down, you've got a shot to shape your legacy, to live a life not just successful, but divinely profound. 1 hour a day isn't just time, it's the forge where you craft lasting worth. You don't chase success when you obey relentlessly, heaven brings it to you. But it all starts now, not tomorrow, not next week. Right now you decide, will you obey or let your mission fade? Need more sparks? Join Forge Fire, subscribe now for daily fuel to keep your laws blazing. Drop your mission in the comments, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications to never miss a chance to rise. Now picture 1 year from today, standing unshakable your life, a masterpiece forged by every law you obeyed, every doubt you crushed, every failure you fueled. Not by luck, not by chance, but by your relentless obedience. You're clearer, stronger, bolder, not just for what you've gained, but for who you've become. You don't just live, you lead, inspiring those around you, leaving a legacy heaven will honor. You're the smith of your mission, forging it from the flame of obedience, from the forge of grit. But this legacy doesn't come free. It demands you obey not just today, but every morning, every hour, every breath you've got. You don't need perfection, just show up. You don't need all the answers, just step forward. And when you do, you'll find nothing, no doubt, no failure, no obstacle can stop you. Your mission isn't just for you, it's for the person you're becoming, the legacy you'll leave, the story you'll tell before heaven. So ask yourself right now, what will you obey today? Which law will you pick to start seeking wisdom, rising from failure? What action will you take right now to forge your legacy? Feel that flame inside you. Your mission doesn't wait, it demands you obey today. Right now, will you drift or reign? Act now, your eternal legacy is waiting to be forged.